Hey, what is the best real estate training course out there? How do you know which training course is suitable for you and which one to pick up from so many options out there? Hi, my name is Yasser Khan and I'm the author of Property Agency Course Book, which is the most powerful book in the entire real estate industry, guaranteed. And for a limited time, you can get the book for free at propertyagencycourse.com. We bought the book for you, you just pay for shipping. So back to today's topic, how do you know which training course to pick up from all the other training courses out there? And don't forget that many agencies in Singapore and elsewhere, they also provide their own training. They also provide their own ongoing courses and coaching. So how do you know which one is the best? Now only you know what you need, right? So only you know that what kind of help do you need, right? So every kind of course caters to different areas about real estate, and some are specialists, some are generalists. But the courses that you want to take must at least fulfill a few criteria. And let me tell you the criteria. One of the criteria is not just theory. Theory is pretty obvious, right? We all already went to school for theory, we've gone to university for theory, and we've gone through college or secondary school or whatever, so A level, so whatever is it, right? And that is pretty much theory, right? So now theory, knowledge, right, on its own, knowledge doesn't really benefit unless it is applied. Therefore, the most important thing that you should look for in a course is not just theory but application. So the course must be practical. It must get you to get certain things done. It must have some milestones for you to achieve, and you must by the end of the course already have done something meaningful for your business, which brings you closer to your target, closer to what you want to get done as a realtor, right? So as an example, my coaching, right? I have different courses and I have different coaching program. And let's say, for example, let me speak about my 90-day challenge. So my 90-day challenge, by the end of the day, at the end of 90 days, it brings you closer to becoming a top producer. Seriously, right? So if you do every single thing, every single exercise, every single activity, every single hands-on practical, if you do it, by the end of the 90 days, you would have become so much closer to achieving a top producer award, right? So that is the single biggest thing that any course out there, worth its money. Doesn't matter whether the course is free or charging a lot of money, but obviously the value, right, is what you get from the course is much more important than the price you pay for the course, right? So the value to you is, for example, cut your learning curve in half by rapidly applying the advice, rapidly getting things done, rapidly getting closer to your goals, and that should be the value. Then by all means, an actual practical course is having practical in a course is the best way, and that's the best kind of course that you should be focusing on. And the second criteria to choose a real estate training course for you has to do with accountability, right? There must be some sort of accountability between you, who is the trainee, and the trainer. For example, in this case, it is me, right? So for example, when you go to this, if you go through any of the courses with me, right, then you will be personally accountable to me, and I will be personally accountable to you. So what do I mean by accountability, right? So how to make sure that you actually get things done, and that has to do with accountability, right? So I learned the concept of accountability from one of my mentors when I was going through a very rough stage in my life, and I went through a transformative experience by going through this coaching program, and it was one of the best coaching programs that I ever personally I went through. And it had nothing to do about real estate, it had nothing to do about business, right? It had everything to do with mindset. So overcoming, I went to the course on overcoming my bad programming, on overcoming my bad habits. And one of the best ways, that particular coach, my mentor, right, get, me to do it was using an accountability partner. So the idea of accountability partner is not new. The idea is very, very simple, right? It's already there. And the idea is, you keep me accountable and I keep you accountable. You have certain responsibilities and roles to get things done, and I have certain responsibilities and roles to get things done. And what happens if you don't do certain things by a certain deadline? There has to be some consequences, and the consequences are very, very clear, very, very straightforward. You agree, I agree with the consequences. The consequences can be anything. You can be doing, because you didn't do certain things which are required in the course, then you have to do, certain, you have to go through certain consequences, and you and I have to agree what those consequences are. So the thing about the consequences is it's not punishment, right? It's not punishment. It's to train you to be on track, to keep on track, to never get sidetracked when you're going through this coaching program, right? And that is how I'm doing the exact same thing in my own courses, in my own coaching, in my own, mentoring my real estate agents who work with me, right? And that is why, if you implement my practical, you implement my theory, and you actually held accountable, then there's a very, very high likelihood of you to get closer to your goals, to get much, much closer to what it is that you want in life, what is it that you want to achieve as a realtor. So these are the two major criteria. The first one was basically, practical, not just theory, practical, and second one is accountability. So, accountability in another way to look at accountability is getting your ass kicked. Simple as that, right? If you don't get your ass kicked, you don't get things done, you don't get shit done, right? So that is why, my friend, my courses, my training program for real estate are the best anywhere that you can find, right? It's not just the theory, it's also the implementation, the action taking. If all you do is learn, you plan, you procrastinate, you avoid, you don't get anything done. But only action, only practical, only, by certain exercises you get shit done, right? And that produces results. Simple as that, right? And people, when they go through courses, when they go through all the training programs out there, right, they fall off, they, something else takes their mind, they get bored, or they drop out of the course, right? This is not going to happen for a very simple reason. There is going to be consequences, because without consequences, right, there is no moving forward, right? So, one of my mentors said best, a good mentor will not only show you the way, but a good mentor will kick your ass when you need to get shit done, alright? So my training courses at Yasser Khan Coaching are the best anywhere in the world in real estate, and just check it out. Just go to YasserKhan.SG and you can look at the coaching page, or you can look at the course page, alright? So the secret is not knowledge, the secret is implementation, the secret is taking action. See you.